Hello, everyone. So I'm still kind of traveling cross country, so pardon me for if there's interruptions that I can't control. So we're going to go on to the second training here, and the second training is all going to be about brainstorming. So here we go. Pop it up here. There. Okay, so how do I write my chapter? Part one, the brainstorming. So this is really a lot about the thinking and what it is that we want to get really going here. Okay, so a brainstorm is really a free writing opportunity. So sit down with a pad of paper or a screen and just type up any words that start popping into your head. This is all warm up. So don't feel like, oh, it has nothing to do with the story. You're right. It doesn't really have anything to do with the story at this point because we're just creating words. Once the words start to flow into your mind and you get these ideas, you get your brain ready for words is really what we're doing right here. Again, so no stress about the story. It's just getting your brain awakened for words. Now that your brain is starting to think about lots of words, you go to the story word list. And you have an idea of what it is that you want to write, picking about maybe 4, 5, 10 stories, kind of look through those and think, okay, I want to focus in on this. So write what you know, and that is your story. And now you start to create a list of words that are part of that story. Okay, so the first part was just warming up words, just like stretching exercises, right? Now that your mind is starting to flow with words, you pick the words that would match with the story that you want to write. Next are all of the questions that can pop up. You've got all these words. Now you start asking questions based on your story. So, for example, with my story, with my memoir about escaping the abyss of abuse, I knew that I wanted to come up with a lot of words that helped with metaphors. I wanted to come up with ideas and how to really show things. So I started to ask myself questions about how could I show that? Is there something that could match with it? Is there a story that that would have a significance if I placed it with a metaphor? So I just started to ask questions about it. Again, just collecting paper. I grabbed like a 70-cent notebook and just started going to town. Different places, different sections. And that became kind of this resource of where I could go back and flip through and help jar my brain for other things. The story catcher, like I went like that, this is now getting more specific into the bullet point parts of the story that you really want to express. And remember that the topic that Angela and Laura have talked about is I did it my way, right? So that idea of what is it that you did in your life that matches that theme, based on the words that you selected, based on the stories that you started to look at. Now put down the bullet point parts of that story. And it's okay if that's not the story that ends up finishing up with the chapter. Again, this is warm up and brainstorming of how to collect the things that you want. And it takes time. We will have time on July 9th to fine tune a few of these things as well. But we really want you to get things warmed up and started so that on the 9th, we really have a lot of things put down and we're ready to really make a strong outline. Now, this part is kind of fun. If you're very, very visual, you want to put down pictures with these words in the mind map. I'm very language and word oriented, so making it become a visual to myself, it can be kind of difficult, but there's lots of different ways to do it, right? So you have your center idea about the story and then all of the things that can come off of that story, whether it is details, whether it's metaphor, whether it's how you would show that a little bit more in depth, lots of different ways to organize it into that mind map. Now, last of all, practice. So please take out your paper or open up your laptop and start just with the word warm up. Now that words are flowing, go into the words that would match with stories. Once that's done, you capture that story within the story catcher and put down bullet points of what parts of the story do you want to focus in on, right? Just like we shared in this outline. And that is how you want to pull things together. So hopefully you were able to see that. Kind of a short idea to remember what is the best way to brainstorm. And we just want to be able to tighten those things up together. If you have any questions, I'll be in the Facebook group, or you can email me at any time at april@apriltribe.com. I'm happy to answer any questions, and many of us are here to give you good supports. So again, if you have anything that you need, just let us know. All right, that's it. Bye.